Over 50? You might be eating all the right vegetables, taking all the right supplements, and still missing the 7 foods that the doctors who actually study your brain eat themselves every single day. Not the foods you see in health magazines. Not the generic eat more fish advice your family doctor gives you between checking your blood pressure and printing a prescription. These are the specific foods that neurologists, the specialists who spend their careers inside the human brain, put on their own plates. And some of them will surprise you. How does someone go from forgetting where they put the car keys to forgetting the names of their grandchildren? That progression is not inevitable. According to a 28-year Harvard study tracking over 92,000 adults, the foods you eat today directly shape how well your brain works a decade from now. And 7 of those foods keep showing up in the research over and over again. The first one is the food that comes up in nearly every brain health study. Number 1. Fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. Your brain is roughly 60% fat, and the most important fats it needs are omega-3 fatty acids, specifically one called DHA. Think of DHA as the building material for your brain cells. Without enough of it, those cells become stiff and brittle, like a garden hose left out in the sun too long. Signals slow down. Connections weaken. Researchers at Harvard found that people who eat fatty fish regularly have lower blood levels of beta-amyloid, the protein that forms the sticky plaques found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Less beta-amyloid in the blood often means less beta-amyloid building up in brain tissue. Neurologists who study this eat fatty fish at least twice a week. Not fish sticks. Not fried fish and chips. Baked or grilled salmon on a bed of greens. Sardines on toast. Mackerel straight from the tin. If you cannot stand seafood, wild-caught salmon fillets in the freezer section are your best friend. Season with lemon, bake for 15 minutes, and you are protecting your brain with every bite. Number 2. Blueberries. These small dark berries are packed with compounds called anthocyanins, and here is what makes them remarkable. They are one of the few food compounds that can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. Your brain has a security wall that keeps most substances out. Anthocyanins get past that wall and settle directly into the regions responsible for learning and memory. Researchers found that women who ate 2 or more servings of blueberries per week delayed memory decline by up to 2.5 years compared to women who rarely ate them. 2.5 years of sharper memory from a handful of berries. Frozen blueberries work just as well as fresh, by the way. Toss a cup into oatmeal every morning. Blend them into a smoothie with yogurt. Or just eat them straight from the bowl as an afternoon snack. The anthocyanins do not care how you eat them. They just need to get into your system. Number 3. Extra virgin olive oil. Not regular olive oil. Not vegetable oil. Extra virgin olive oil, the kind that comes from the first cold press of the olives. Researchers at Harvard tracked over 92,000 people for 28 years and found that consuming just half a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil per day was linked to a 28% lower risk of dying from dementia. And that association held true regardless of how healthy the rest of the person's diet was. What makes extra virgin olive oil different is its polyphenols, powerful plant compounds that reduce inflammation in brain tissue and help clear out the toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Researchers have identified more than 60 bioactive chemicals in extra virgin olive oil that could serve as potential candidates for preventing or treating cognitive decline. Drizzle it over salads. Use it to cook vegetables at medium heat. Dip whole grain bread into a small dish of it. 2 tablespoons a day is the amount most research supports. But avoid heating it past its smoke point, because that breaks down the very polyphenols that make it beneficial. Number 4. Walnuts. They even look like little brains, and that is not just a coincidence. Walnuts are the only tree nut with a significant amount of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. A clinical study found that people who consumed walnuts regularly scored significantly higher on cognitive tests measuring memory, concentration, and processing speed. And if you are finding this helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. We cover brain health, nutrition, and longevity tips for adults over 50 every week. Walnuts also contain vitamin E, which acts as a shield for your brain cells against oxidative stress. Think of oxidation like rust forming on metal. Vitamin E slows that rusting process in your neural pathways. A small handful each day, roughly 7 whole walnuts, is enough. Add them to yogurt, sprinkle crushed walnuts on oatmeal, or just keep a bag on the kitchen counter and grab a few each afternoon. Number 5. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, collard greens, and broccoli. These vegetables are loaded with vitamin K, lutein, folate, and beta-carotene. Researchers at Rush University followed 960 older adults over nearly 5 years and found that people who ate 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens daily had the cognitive function of someone 11 years younger than those who rarely ate greens. 11 years younger. That is not a small difference. Vitamin K helps build a type of fat found in brain cells called sphingolipids, which are essential for proper brain cell communication. Lutein, the same compound that protects your eyes from blue light damage, also accumulates in brain tissue and appears to support faster neural processing. The easiest way to get your greens is to make them invisible. Blend a handful of spinach into a fruit smoothie. You will not taste it, but your brain will benefit from it. Or sauté kale with garlic and a drizzle of that extra virgin olive oil from number 3. 2 birds, 1 meal. Number 6. Turmeric. Specifically, the compound inside turmeric called curcumin. In parts of rural India and Okinawa, Japan, where turmeric is a daily kitchen staple, rates of Alzheimer's disease are among the lowest in the world. That observation led researchers at UCLA to run a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial with adults aged 50 to 90 who had mild memory complaints. After 18 months, the group taking a bioavailable form of curcumin showed significant improvements in both memory and attention. Brain scans revealed less buildup of amyloid and tau, the 2 proteins most strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease. The catch is bioavailability. Plain turmeric powder passes through your digestive system without much of the curcumin actually reaching your brain. Pairing turmeric with black pepper dramatically increases absorption. A pinch of black pepper with your turmeric makes all the difference. Add it to soups, scrambled eggs, rice dishes, or golden milk before bed. Number 7. Eggs. Specifically the yolks. For decades, eggs were vilified because of cholesterol concerns, and many people still throw away the yolk. That is a mistake if you care about brain health. Egg yolks are one of the richest dietary sources of choline, a nutrient your brain uses to produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter critical for memory and mood regulation. Think of acetylcholine as the messenger system inside your brain. When choline levels drop, those messages arrive late, garbled, or not at all. Nutrition guidelines recommend around 550 milligrams of choline per day for men and 425 for women, and most adults over 50 get less than half that amount. 2 eggs provide roughly 300 milligrams. Scrambled, poached, boiled, it does not matter. Eat the whole egg. The cholesterol concern has been largely debunked for most people, and the brain benefits far outweigh the outdated fear. Now, there is something else that ties all of this together. These 7 foods do not work in isolation. The researchers behind the Mind Diet, a hybrid of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, found that people who followed this eating pattern consistently had significantly slower rates of cognitive decline. A systematic review published in 2025 analyzed 39 studies from 14 countries and found that closer adherence to the Mind Diet was linked to lower cognitive impairment across nearly every study examined. The Mind diet is not complicated. It emphasizes exactly the foods on this list, along with whole grains and beans, while limiting red meat, butter, cheese, pastries, and fried food. You do not need to follow it perfectly. Even moderate adherence showed protective effects. Start with one change this week. Swap your cooking oil for extra virgin olive oil. Add a handful of blueberries to breakfast. Eat fish instead of red meat twice. Small shifts, steady over time, and your brain notices every single one. If you found this helpful, there are more videos like this one waiting for you on the channel. Click the one on your screen right now.